Hello, online crew. Let's talk about TikTok today. What is going on? Is it going to be banned? Should you get off the platform? Are you concerned? Are you holding off being on TikTok because you're not sure what's going to happen? Let's talk about where the state of play is at the moment with the platform. What's going on? I've had a lot of questions the last few weeks because there's been a lot of movement in the last 3 or 4 weeks with TikTok supposedly being banned. So let's have a chat about it. I would love to know how many of you are on the platform, how many of you actually use TikTok. Let me know, or that you're concerned that you're on it and what's going to happen to the platform. Maybe you're not playing there yet and you're holding off because you're not sure what's going on, or maybe you're on there and you're not sure whether you should be on there or whether you should be getting off there. Let me know where your journey is at the moment with TikTok, and I will explain for you what's going on, with legislation and things like that, and what you should consider around the platform. There's one thing for sure: TikTok is the leader in short form video content. If you're watching on Instagram, obviously we've got Instagram Reels, we've got Facebook Reels, but TikTok was the innovator and the leader of short form video, and that hasn't changed and probably won't change no matter what happens. So it's definitely a place to play if you want to get outside your warm market. There are lots of opportunities with the platform, but we do have to take into consideration what's going on at the moment. So I'll get into that in a sec. If you are joining me live, please say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. What part of the globe are we reaching today? Hello, Liz. Good to see you on. We've got Beth here. We've got Julie. Great to see you on. Beth is on TikTok. Julie is on TikTok. John is holding off. I get it. Liz is there daily. Lisa, use TikTok heaps. Okay. No TikTok here yet. Do you want to, Dean? Are you nervous to? Do you not know whether you should or not? I'd love to know where you kind of sit with that. But recently, for my own reasons, thinking of pulling off TikTok. Interesting. Hey, from Missouri, good to see you from Missouri, southeast, as South Australia. So we're very close to each other, which is pretty cool. So welcome everybody. So let me give you the state of play, where it's at. So on the 24th of April, President Joe Biden signed a piece of legislation that will require TikTok to their owners, which are called ByteDance, TikTok's owners, Chinese owners, they need to sell the app or force a ban. So that legislation was signed on the 24th of April. So the choices that TikTok has with that legislation being signed is that they find a new owner and they sell it according to that legislation, and it has to be a non-Chinese owner. So that's option one for them. Option two is just put up with it and allow a ban in the US, so be in everywhere else other than the US. So that's obviously one of the options. The third option is that they can file, obviously, a lawsuit, against the legislation and, basically try to fight it. So they're kind of the three options. What they have said that they are going to do is that they will prevail. Montreal tried to get TikTok banned November last year, but a federal judge actually blocked that. So there have been attempts, obviously, to have TikTok banned in places, and it hasn't eventuated as yet, but it's very complicated. It will take a long time. But since that legislation being passed on May the 6th, TikTok has launched a case. So they are suing the US government. So this was launched on May the 6th, so just recently. They're suing the US government, saying that any kind of potential ban is unconstitutional. So this is kind of where we're at. They had a few choices. They've obviously taken choice 3, which is to lodge a case against the US government. So that's where we're at the moment. That happened on May 6th. They have openly said they are not interested in selling the platform because of the amount of coding and work that would be involved in transferring it over to a new owner. So that's obviously not their preferred solution. They're going to fight, till the end to, get the ban overturned. Okay. So, what does this mean for you as users or potential users, like current users or potential users? Whenever there's cases like this, probably for the most part, not much will change for anybody for 9 to 12 months. Okay. So, if you're on the platform and you want to continue to be on the platform, be on the platform and continue to utilize the platform. It is absolutely the leader in short form video content. If there's something that's going to start a trend in short form video content, it usually starts in TikTok and then will go over to Instagram and then come over to Facebook. So it's still the leader in that respect, and you can still utilize that for your business as much as possible. So, everybody's got their views about this, but for me, and, perhaps for you taking all of that into consideration, I would just keep on doing what you're doing. There is an audience there. There is an audience that still is growing. There is still lots of potential for you to get leads and grow your business on the TikTok platform. We will all have to, I guess, watch this space over the next 9 to 12 months to see what happens with the case against the legislation. It still gives you an opportunity, though, to learn, to grow, to get better at creating short form video content, to find your voice, to find your feet, to find your brand. And obviously, first and foremost, grow an audience around however you choose to brand yourself. But also if you use it in a way where you're repurposing content. So if you've got the same branding message on TikTok that you do elsewhere, maybe that's Instagram, maybe that's, Facebook, other platforms. If you can repurpose your short form videos, then just, keep playing on the platform and repurpose those videos, obviously, elsewhere. The other thing that is very much a social media thing across the board, whether it's TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, for you to consider with building a business online, is that with any of the social media platforms, you don't own anything. You could build an audience into the thousands, the tens of thousands, into the hundreds of thousands potentially, but you don't own any of that. You don't own your audience. So in anything that deals with building a business online, you should always be thinking, looking, exploring of ways to get people off the platforms and into something like an email list or something where you can communicate with people off a social media platform. Because if the platform goes down, if it gets banned, if something goes wrong, you don't have a business potentially. You could have a thriving business turn into a zero business if a social media platform where you've got hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people following you, if you don't have any other way to communicate with them. So if you're in this for the long haul, building a business on social media, you do want to consider ways and learn how to essentially somewhere along the line, if you're not doing it now, get people off the social media platforms and into something like an email list, because you own that. You can control that. You can follow up with people. You can promote to them. But when you're only sitting on a social media platform, if something like TikTok gets banned, that's the only platform you're on and you've got hundreds of thousands of followers, what happens if one day it's just turned off? Think of that. Have any of you been subject over the last year? I think we've had 2. Yeah, I think 2 in the last probably just under 12 months where Facebook and Instagram have gone down for a short period of time, and everybody freaked out. Those of us with the email lists, I remember it was a number of months ago, I just happened to be awake for some reason at 2:30 in the morning when it went down in US time frame. Obviously, I'm in Australia, and looked for something, couldn't get on. I was like, what's going on? What's wrong with my accounts? I was starting to freak out then. I found out that there was an outage, and I got up, I went to my email database, I sent out an email saying, if your Facebook and Instagram's down, it's not you, there is a worldwide outage at the moment. And I got so many responses to that saying, thank you so much for notifying me. I thought it was me. I was freaking out that there's something wrong with my account. So, you know, email marketing can keep you in touch with people and keep that relationship going. So, to summarize this, what should you be thinking about? I wouldn't be moving away from the platform because of everything you're hearing in the media about the potential ban. TikTok has launched its, its case against the US government. That was only on May the 6th. It will take months and months and months for that process to roll out. So keep doing what you're doing. Utilize the opportunity to build an audience. And once you've got an audience, work out where you can filter that audience to other places to get them off that platform. As time gets closer, if it's looming that I actually doubt that it will happen. But if it did, none of us know, none of us can predict the future. But if it did, what are you thinking about strategically now? So think forward. How do I get people off the platform that I'm building a relationship with now? I'm building a following. What can they opt into? What can I put my link once you've got over 1,000 followers and you can have like a link going elsewhere? What can I create to create a database so I can continue that relationship? If tomorrow the platform went down, I can still communicate with my people. Okay. So, it's all to do with privacy and data and leakage of data and security and all those kind of things. Chinese ownership, leaking data for US people to the Chinese government, other countries. It's all to do with basically security of people's information at the end of the day. Okay. What happened with Fernie? Well, Fernie was on MySpace. So that might be what you're remembering with his story. He was huge on MySpace and there was a change. And yep, you just never know what's going to happen. So just think about it, protect yourself. If you are starting to grow an audience of some sort, how do you get that audience off the social media platform into something that you own yourself? You should all be looking to, think and grow in that way. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't stop using the platform at the moment. And a great point, Christina. This is why lead magnets are incredible. How many of you were on my lead magnet bootcamp last week? The only way you can get access to those recordings now are if you're a coaching community member, but that's exactly the reason for lead magnets, Christina. It's not only to give value to your audience, it's to capture their email address when you automate that process to build that relationship. So if the social media platform goes down, you've still got a connection with the person that raised their hand. Really good point. Okay. Liz was on that. Julie was on that. So awesome that you guys have got that training. And, lead magnets is an incredible part of the journey of building on social media that you should all learn and implement sooner rather than later. Wanda was on that training as well. My lead magnet is pretty much ready. Yeah, I just needed access to yours because I couldn't see your latest version. So we'll sort that out shortly. Okay. I'm going to leave it at that. That's the state of play. That's where we're at. I will keep watching, what's going on, keeping up with the news and the headlines, but you're pretty safe to continue what you're doing for now and just keep your eyes open to, developments as they rise. So this is my last public live video for the week. If you are in my coaching community, please watch the recording of the training that I did yesterday, exclusive in that community, where I went through more creative ideas for lead magnets on Canva, one-page websites, no domain name needed, no special software or website development needed. Like what I shared and Beth shared with you yesterday, we did a joint training together, was full of golden nuggets for you guys. So make sure you catch that training. And I'll look forward to seeing you all next week for more training. Have an amazing weekend.